The legend of the Super Saiyan terrified many beings of great power. The King of the Saiyans, Vegeta III, thinks the Super Saiyan could potentially lead to the end of his dynasty, so the minute he sees a hint of it in someone else, he casts them away. The Emperor of the Universe, Freeza, thinks the Super Saiyan could lead to a Saiyan uprising, strong enough to finally end his rule over his family's empire. So, he eliminates the species. This mighty warrior of legend is someone the fandom has speculated on for years. So let's ask the question, what if Goku was the legendary Super Saiyan?
Hi? Okay, enough is enough. Let's tackle this topic once and for all. I've been asked for longer than I can remember to cover what if Goku was the legendary Super Saiyan, and to some degree I've answered this question already on my various what if live streams, but today I decided I'd give you guys a more in-depth answer. Maybe you'll even learn something. If you do, you should probably subscribe.
To start, we need a little history on the legendary Super Saiyan as a concept. The first time we ever hear it mentioned is Dragon Ball Chapter 204, also known as Dragon Ball Z Chapter 10 in the Viz release. However, this mention seems to be talking about something a bit different to the Super Saiyan we think of today, perhaps an early iteration of the concept. Nappa is the one to say the name Super Saiyan, but it isn't treated as a legendary fighter, rather the result of Saiyans breeding with Earthlings. Vegeta isn't even calling himself the Super Saiyan here, and even suggests that these hybrid children would be too much for him to handle in the future. This passing statement seems to exist prior to Toriyama's understanding of what he wanted the Super Saiyan to be, and that makes sense given his off-the-cuff writing style. The concept itself isn't really fleshed out further until we reach Namek, where the Super Saiyan transitions into a central pillar of the narrative and is moved from something about hybrids to a legendary warrior that comes about every 1,000 years. The story has us following the exploits of Vegeta in his quest to achieve this power for himself, and Goku, who's training on his journey to Namek, where Vegeta and Frieza currently are. We all know the story here. Vegeta teams up with Krillin and Gohan, Piccolo is brought to Namek with the Namekian Dragon Balls, they fight Frieza, Vegeta dies, and Goku inevitably fights Frieza. Despite trying everything he can, Goku just isn't enough. A Kaioken times 20 and even the largest Genki Dama ever made aren't enough. Frieza is just too much for Goku to handle. But that all changes when Krillin is killed by Frieza, and Frieza unintentionally awakens a power within Goku. His hair turns blonde, yellow, or white depending on your interpretation, and his power rises. Goku is the first Super Saiyan in 1,000 years, a warrior thought to only be a legend.
But wait a second. If Goku's already the legendary Super Saiyan, how do we have a what if?
Well, that's a great question, and it's honestly down to the marketing of another character in the 90s and early 2000s, Broly. As most of you already know, this Broly is a non-canon character and is different from the Broly we have now in Dragon Ball Super. He only appears in movies and is referred to as the legendary Super Saiyan, the actual warrior spoken of in legends, and honestly, that just sucks as a concept. Goku being the legendary Super Saiyan, the warrior Frieza feared enough to destroy the home planet of the Saiyans, is poetic in a way. In modern material, Goku was sent to Earth because Frieza was going to destroy planet Vegeta. In a way, by trying to avoid the Super Saiyan being born, Frieza makes the Super Saiyan who would eventually be his undoing. This works extremely well, so having another character be the true Super Saiyan is just weird and retroactively detracts from the story.
So if Goku's not the legendary Super Saiyan in the Z movies, then what the hell is this form he's been using?
It's definitely weird to think that the Super Saiyan we see our main cast using isn't actually the Super Saiyan, but it's fine enough in the context that this is a non-canon movie with no bearing on the main series. In the canon series, Goku is the legendary Super Saiyan, while in non-canon Z movie universe, Goku is like a weird knockoff Super Saiyan. There's a lot more nuance than that, but it's not worth mentioning here, as again, it's non-canon. That is until we get to Kale and Dragon Ball Super's Broly.
Shit!
These two canon characters aren't the legendary Super Saiyan either, Well, in a way. In the Dragon Ball Super manga, Kale is referred to as the Legendary Saiyan of Universe 6, no Super anywhere to be found. Meanwhile, a scientist in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie says that Broly, as a baby, might be the Legendary Super Saiyan. But the movie later reaffirms the golden-haired form we've come to know and love is the true Super Saiyan when referring to Vegeta. So what are Kale and Broly? Well, Kale is something called a Berserker, a variation of the Super Saiyan form that increases muscle size as well as strength and speed. We'll be using her anime version for this discussion, as her manga version is a bit less fleshed out, and in the anime, her unique forms seem to be genetic, as even her normal Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 forms retain some of the features of the hulking Berserker form. Yes, these still muscular forms with green hair are still just referred to as Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 with no distinction.
What the hell is going on here?
Over to Broly, he transforms into Super Saiyan while in the Ikari form, stacking them on one another, leading to it having the same enlarged frame and also lacking pupils found in normal Super Saiyans like Goku and Vegeta. As his power grows in this combined state, it evolves into what is called Super Saiyan Full Power, a more perfect combination of the Ikari form and Super Saiyan, which leads to bigger power gains along with even more muscle mass.
Wait. If neither of these canon characters are the Legendary Super Saiyan, and Goku's still the Legendary Super Saiyan, then how do we have a what if?
Well, not exactly. While, yes, the Legendary Super Saiyan is something Goku is in the main story, you could go two ways into incorporating differences. One, you could have him get it early, like I did in another series on this channel. Or two, you can give him the potential of these other characters that people incorrectly label the Legendary Super Saiyan.
I know you want me to talk about the second one, don't you?
Sure, let's do that. Goku is born with Broly's potential, which means he's instantly put in the castle incubation chamber with the elite Saiyan newborns. Luckily, King Vegeta won't be visiting the chamber as he has no more children to check on. This means young Kakarot's potential won't be spotted by the egocentric king, and he won't be thought of as a threat to the king's rule. Eventually, all the Saiyans are called back to planet Vegeta, including Goku's father, Bardock. It's here Bardock learns about Kakarot's position in the elite incubators. He's proud of his child, but is scared for what he suspects is coming. It seems like Freeza is looking for more information on the Super Saiyan, and Bardock realizes the Emperor's fear of the legendary warrior could lead to him taking drastic measures against the Saiyans. Before anything like that can happen, Bardock wants to try and save his son, but that's only where the problems begin, unfortunately. The elite Saiyan children are treated differently than the low-class Saiyans like Bardock and Guinea. There's no way for them to be allowed to see their son, and even if they could, taking him away would be near impossible. Putting all that aside, Frieza wants all the Saiyans to return to planet Vegeta, and while a weak child being sent off the planet wouldn't set off any scouters, a child with a power level approaching 1000 would be more than enough to trigger them. All Bardock can do in this situation is hope that Guinea is right and that everything is just in his head. But of course, it isn't. Frieza destroys planet Vegeta without a second thought, and no Bardock rebellion could stop him. That's kind of the point, too. The Saiyans were prescribed their destinies from birth. They thought that testing could tell you everything you needed to know about a child's future potential, but they were wrong. With the right environment, the right training, and the right work ethic, anyone can become powerful in the end. Goku isn't special because he was born better than anyone else. He's special because despite being born weak, he still became a warrior that could match blows with the acclaimed Prince of the Saiyans and even defeat the Emperor of the Universe who destroyed his people. To make Goku special beyond hard work inherently hurts the story and can even stop it from happening in many cases, as I've shown today. This what if was a bit different, but I hope you guys liked it. Subscribe if you did, and thank you so very much for watching.
Shit!